Well, hello, folks. How's it going? I am your friendly neighborhood gaming guy, Gordon here, with your second Survivor exit interview of the day. We had two eliminations last night. We lost Roxroy, and then we lost Tori. We just talked to Roxroy. Now we're going to talk to Tori. Before we speak to her, a couple quick orders of business. First of all, the comment section is open. Feel free to tell us how you feel about the episode, about this interview, about what you had for lunch. I don't care. Just remember, just be nice to everybody, the contestants, me, each other. Super appreciate that. Next, if you are an Xfinity subscriber, just say Survivor in your Xfinity voice remote. That'll take you to a destination, lets you watch full episodes and watch these interviews. As soon as they're posted to YouTube, they are added to a row so you can watch them in the comfort of your own home on the biggest screen in your house. Next, if you want to get a hold of me, any questions or comments from me in particular, Twitter is the best way to get a hold of me, and that's at Gordon Holmes. And finally, like this video, subscribe to this channel. The more you do that, the more people see it. And then the more Survivor content we can provide. Full circle. All right, well, let's see what Tori has to say about last night's episode. Tori, welcome to my hangout.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Happy to explain what y'all see, what you didn't see.
Excellent. Happy to have you here. Last night's vote. What a whirlwind. You've had some time to sit and think about it. Where are you with it right now?
Yeah. So this did happen like almost a year ago. And from then until now, honestly, like the overwhelming emotion I felt is peace. And I've never been like bitter or angry about what happened because I understood while it was going on. As soon as Drea made it clear she was going to play her idol, like I was going to go home. My game was done at that point. And yet I knew if I went home, all that really meant was my Survivor dream was coming to an end, which like absolutely sucks for me as a super fan. I've wanted this for 6 years, but I understood that if Drea or Marianne were to have gone home that night, it would have been a lot more hurtful and like just a lot deeper for them. And so in the moment, I had peace knowing, it is not my place anymore to try to like cause chaos or fight or be strategic. Like I just wanted to give them space to have that moment, to talk, to process. And I was just going to rely on my shot in the dark. That's what I did. And I've had peace ever since. And yeah, no bitter feelings at all.
That's an excellent attitude to take. Because when I'm watching it, I'm thinking, in the game, all you can do is trust someone to work in their own best interests. And when for Marianne, her like in the game, her best interest is keeping this idol, but personally, her best interest was to make this moment and make this statement. So yeah, like it's wonderful that you have that attitude coming out of it. The shot in the dark, boy, is that going to work for somebody one of these days?
I know. If any, that would have been that would have stirred the pot. But yeah, what can you do?
Now, give me more of a look into what was happening heading into Tribal. Was it going to be was Drea still the plan heading into Tribal?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was fully aware that if everything went according to plan, Drea was going to go home if she didn't play her idol, and I'd get like a vote thrown my way because she was either going to vote for me or Marianne. That part was a little confusing, but I was totally under the impression that Drea was going to go home and I was finally going to like squeak by and maybe get a footing for future tribals. But because of the situations that came up, I just didn't get that chance.
Well, being a challenge beast, like you had been relying on your challenge skills up to that point, and they balancing on a doghouse in the water isn't exactly the easiest skill.
Should have practiced that.
Yeah. Now heading into Tribal, you all assumed you were going to see Romeo on that jury. What happened when you saw that it was Roxroy?
I mean, shocked. Even what I was like, I can't wait to watch the episode to be like, how did that happen? And so I did not realize that Rox being there was going to totally shift the game. I even remember being asked in an interview, so like, does anyone that could show up on the jury bench with that change the vote? And I was like, I don't think so. I think we all have a plan. We know what's going to happen and we're just going to move forward. Silly looking back because it completely changed it. But I didn't know. Didn't realize that.
And it looks like Omer is the one that made it happen. And I just talked to Roxroy and he was kind of blown away. He thought it was, some combination of Hai or Romeo. While you were out there, did you know that Omer was playing such a super awesome / sneaky game?
Right. So I had a really good relationship with Omer, and it started when he was like before the hourglass twist, when he was going to be maybe vulnerable. And so I was trying to work that relationship, and I really connected with him. And I thought the whole time I was out there that Omer was on the bottom. So when I watch back and I'm just like, brilliant. Brilliant. Like I had no idea. And so it's been cool to watch back because you learn so much. But especially that one, because, you know, there was a point in time when I had this whole idea of like forming a misfit militia and like getting all the people on the bottom together. And Omer was part of that. And it's like, that probably wouldn't have even worked because Omer wasn't actually on the bottom. So yeah, that's been wild.
I always appreciate when alliances have fun nicknames, especially when they're alliterative. So kudos.
Absolutely. My whole strategy coming into the game was alliterated, so I got to keep going.
Okay. I thought you'd be like puns, like I'm going to be notorious or victorious or something. If you go back in the game, don't use that because that's horrible. And I apologize.
Not bad though, not bad.
No, that's not the worst, but I'm not proud of it. We do a word association here to get to know your tribe mates a little bit better. I'll give you someone's name, give me the first word or a couple words that pops into your head. And let's start off with Jonathan.
Gentle Giant.
Okay. Oh, the alliteration. Lydia.
Born to be a star.
Okay. Zach.
Nerd. I'm kidding. No. Probably straight up comedian. He's hilarious.
Okay. Chanel.
Gracious and fierce.
Okay. Mike.
Genuine.
Swathi.
World changer.
Lindsay.
Solid woman.
Okay. Romeo.
Ooh, entertainment on the island.
Okay. Hi.
Smooth talker, very articulate.
Okay. Marianne.
Ooh, island bestie, soul sister, lover.
Okay. Drea.
Probably intimidated, not to be confused with intimidating, but intimidated.
Okay. Omer.
In the game, under the radar.
Okay. And let's finish off with Roxroy.
Misunderstood.
Okay. So I do this exercise with everybody and have forever because I'm terribly unoriginal.
I like it.
Thanks. But whenever your name comes up, it's overwhelmingly positive. But to watch your edit, it seemed like you were having trouble getting along with people out there. What do you think is behind all that?
There's a lot. Okay, so I think part of it is because like my tribe went to tribal council first and I was one of the targets. I very quickly had to like throw off that like sweet girl act and had to like fight for my life. So I think right off the bat, that kind of wasn't the best look for me. But I also do know, like in my real life, I do get a similar first impression from people. They tell me, they're like, I thought you were going to be a mean girl when I first met you. And then you like totally proved me wrong. But in Survivor, no one's going to give me that second chance. So if someone doesn't like me at first, they're not going to reconsider. And I know that I'm theatrical, I'm dramatic, I have a lot of energy. And that often comes across as disingenuous, which is not who I am. But that's just, I even tried like so many psychological strategies to like do a different first impression and it didn't work. So I think that was part of it. But what's most important to me is like when people get to know my real heart, like I loved rooting against myself on TV. I'm like, who is this brat? Who is this villain? Like, it's been so fun to watch back, but I know that's not really who I am. And that's the special thing of like Ponderosa too, is you get to connect with people and see you for like who you really are. And I finally got a chance because no one was giving me a chance in the game and I don't blame them.
Are you using a psychological strategy with me now?
I am psychoanalyzing you. No. That's why I like the word association because that's like a projective test. It's fun.
Okay. So the merge happens and there's 40 people on the tribe and it seems like this alliance is huge. And they're like, well, clearly we need to pick off the people on the bottom, which is always a weird strategy when you have this giant alliance. Were there cracks in there? Were there people more willing to work with you? If you had survived this vote, what would have been your next move?
Yeah. I mean, I was always trying to make some type of social relationship because if I didn't win immunity, that would be the only thing keeping me in the game. I didn't have any other advantages. I tried making a crack in that first, like the fake merge vote when Lydia went home, because I was under the impression it was Jonathan or Marianne and I wanted to work with both of them. And so I told Jonathan, I was like, hey, if you want to save yourself, like, let's get High out. Like I saw High as a huge threat. And so I was like, Jonathan, like work your magic. You're in that bigger alliance. Like, let's get something going. Not realizing that like there was just no footing. Like no one wanted to make a big move yet. If you're comfortable in a group of 8, yeah, that makes sense. That's just never how I want to watch Survivor. That's not how I want to play Survivor. Like I like chaos. I like scrappiness. I like strategy. But yeah, it worked to their benefit to stay together. So like, I can't blame them for that. But like me being on the bottom, I was like, I just want a chance. Like, I feel like I had some, maybe some good ideas, some things that could help other people move forward in the game. But if no one trusts you, there's not much you can do other than win some individual immunities, which I tried.
Just win them all like that. Why
Right?
doesn't anybody do that? Just
I
win them
know.
all.
I felt bad for Jonathan. I wanted to give him a chance. No.
Oh. See, you say it was a nice girl act. You said it was a nice girl act. I think there's actually some nice girl in there. Someone shows up, they've got an arm coated in red paint, and oh my goodness, is it blood? It's not blood, thankfully. Don't relax. I was painting a flag. Flag's not painted. What came of that? Did that just make you wary of Drea, or was there more conversation? Like, how did this red paint happen?
Yeah, so I did tell some of the people who like I thought I was working with, which was not a lot of people, but like Marianne, Romeo, Omer, and I kind of wanted to just keep it in my arsenal for moving forward when I needed to, like, because it was clear Drea was not going to work with me, and I did want to work with her, but I needed to just get her out if someone doesn't want to work with me. So leading up to last night's tribal, I was trying to use that as part of my argument to keep me in the game and get Drea out, because she has advantages that we all know about. But clearly there's something else going on that we don't know about. And that's like really scary in the game of Survivor. So I was trying to use that as a selling point to like get her out and make her the target.
But at the time, did you think it could be tied to some kind of advantage?
Yeah, definitely. What I saw in the episode with her, never thought that. That was brilliant. That was really cool. I had no idea what it was, but I knew it had to be some type of a twist, because there were so many twists coming up that it's hard when you don't know what to expect, but I've never seen something like that before. The paint was all there. It wasn't blood. The only other explanation is there's some type of a twist.
One of the things, I've been doing this forever. One of the things I love about this show is people leave and it changes their lives. Like they appreciate, air conditioning more, or their loved ones, or things like that. What was your experience coming back? Like, how has it changed you?
I love that you asked that question, because something that didn't get shown for me was like a very big part of my personal story. And it, in a sense, like the Survivor journey really helped me appreciate like my body more in a weird sense. So I'm a therapist for women with eating disorders, and like I've had my own struggles. And so I wanted to go into Survivor where like the way your body looks doesn't matter. Like that's the least interesting thing about you, but it's what your body can do in those moments. So I wanted to develop this appreciation for like what my body can do, what it's capable of, and have appreciation totally outside of what it looks like. And I was totally able to do that. Like my body helped me win those individual immunities. Like I was eating food and my body was keeping me alive. I have such a greater appreciation and respect for my body. And that's a message I totally want to take to like my clients and anyone else who struggles with that, of find ways to appreciate your body that has nothing to do with the way it looks, because it is so much more than a reflection in a mirror.
I know you're super busy today, so I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been fun. Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And for admitting that some people do like me. I can be nice. I appreciate it.
See, you care for Jonathan. You let him win some challenges.
Right. Look at that. So selfless.
That's to be commended.